Welcome back to Jesse Junction. I'm your host, MC Jesse. Now, I've received a text telling me kuna huyu jamaa anakuanga anafanya hivi na hivi. Nikamtafuta. He's a songwriter, content creator, he's a singer also, he's a comedian, he's a radio presenter, he's a TV presenter, and he's here, ladies and gentlemen. Alvin Gatitu. I'm Alvan. Alvan Gatitu, Alvan yeah. Love.
Yes.
Mimi nakujua ka Alvan Love.
Thanks.
Karibu sana kwenye Jesse Junction.
I'm welched. I am very welcomed. Thank you. I feel welched. Yes.
Aya. Unajua, the reason I'm laughing ni zile vitu wewe usema and then the ones I've watched about you.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I follow you on Instagram and on TikTok.
I didn't know.
I've watched a lot of your content. Eh? And this is what I can say. Uko na wana.
We are sorry. We are just being ourselves and trying to add value. Hiyo ndio tunafanya. Yes,
now,
thank you.
If I can say this, you were on Tusker Project Fame.
Yes.
Singing.
Yes.
And here you are, when I watch your videos,
yes.
You're a comedian.
Yes.
So what are you?
What am I? I'm alive. Generally, yeah, I'm alive. That's what I am. But probably Kuremo, you're remoing. So, yeah, of course I was a comedian at home. I was that funny guy.
So when did you realize you can make people laugh? Besides Juicy tu wakati wa TikTok.
No, I was always the funny guy. Kwetu nyumbani. I was always a funny guy. Random stories. If we were on a road trip somewhere, which my parents love, road tripping, you go and looking for random bushes to go and get lost in. I'll be that guy. Mutarudi nyumbani kama bavu zimeumia. But I never trusted myself with putting that out there to the public. That was my own private family thing.
Yes.
My people. So, and probably the background is my grandmother and my aunties. Yes. That's their character.
Funny ones also.
Yes. Because ukutana sisi kwa harusi, you will not sit next to us. You will faint.
You, your grandmother, and your
yes, my grandma has gone to be with Jesus, but yeah, my two aunties, Wairimo and Wajiko, Auntie Wairimo and Wajiko, they always put me in the middle. So hapo tumeketi, we came early.
Yes.
Kuchongoana. So literally penye tumeketi, unaona tu watu wanamwaga machozi. They're just crying because we see things the same way. And zile za umeona Baba Jogona vile ameingia leo. And it's not even Baba Jogona, but when we say Baba Jogona, we know exactly who. Na ameingia kwa gate saa hizi.
Oh, so mnamuona mnampea jina saa hiyo.
Mara moja, and we are chongoing the shoe, the suit, the character thereof, or the stories that were there before. It's an ugly venture. Tukikaa pamoja. Hakuna mtu anaenda nyumbani bila nini. Macho nekudu, because we've been crying all day.
Mnaosha macho.
And we don't laugh out loud. Yeah, just laughing. Anyway, so it's my aunties mostly, my grandmother who was extremely sharp.
Yes.
And she's the one who gave me the name Alvan. And she prophesied when I was 2 weeks old that I was going to be an artist, a singer. She was very connected to Jesus. My entire spiritual inheritance comes from Joshua. If you ask me, she's the one who prayed for everyone and everything in the family. She's gone on to be with Jesus, and she was very sharp. Alikuwa na majibu hapa.
Unaisema mpaka hata ikai sad. But she went on to be with Jesus.
No, I mean she did well.
She was old by the time she was living.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for that one. She left me the name Alvan. Sababu nilikuwa ni recycle hizi zingine. Unazijua?
Jacob.
No, hizi zingine una recycle kama wa Kikuyu. Mwangi, Kamau, Joroge.
Givade.
So yeah, it's Paul Kamau. That's my name. My government name. Inaitwa government. Ukiomoka inaitwa government. It's Paul Kamau. So she gave me Alvan, and I didn't know that
So you're supposed to be called Paul Kamau.
I'm supposed to be called Paul, basically. Basic. Paul Kamau. Yeah?
But akasema no.
No. Kaongezea Alvan. So I go with Alvan Gatito. Thank
And
you.
now you're on radio.
Yes, I am.
Which radio?
I'm on Trace. Trace Radio, 95.3 hapa Nairobi. Hizo frequencies zingine. I remember Eldoret is 90.9, Nakuru is 92.1, Kisumu goja inakam. It's very new.
Ulianza juzi, so it's okay.
Too, yeah.
You are allowed to
So,
forget
yeah,
them.
Trace
After
actually,
1 month kama ukumbuki, my friend,
that's a
utafutwa
boo-boo.
kazi.
It's a boo-boo.
So
Yes.
you from nowhere TikTok all of a sudden
Yes.
unachekesha watu
Uh-huh.
alafu ndio huyu wewe sasa kwa
Yes.
radio.
Yes.
Don't you think that was too fast? Were you expecting something like this to happen kwa maisha yako?
I have
Hata
been-
kama Shosho alikuambia utatoboa na usanii.
I have been waiting to go back on radio because I was on radio before, 4 years ago, on Family, Family Radio 316. I was there preaching to y'all. If I can put my voice behind a microphone and answer someone's darkest question, then I think I have lived my purpose. I've lived my purpose. So I coveted going back to radio. And like God would have it, if he has done it before, he will do it again. Yes.
Pastor
Yes, we are sorry.
now, just taking you back to the years when you started coming into the showbiz.
Yes.
And I want to assume that was also way before Tusker Project Fame. I
Yes.
mean, way before radio.
Yes,
Now, Tusker Project Fame,
yes.
the show where you featured as an artist, how was the experience there? And how did you get into it? And how did you, what convinced you that you can do this for you to go? For TikTok?
Okay, so that was the wildest moment of my entire naive years. So that was me breaking out of the mold, because you don't know this, I am born churchified.
Yes.
Yes, I can preach to you right now. I'm born churchified, I am born Pentecostal, which I have now lately started calling pentaflammable, because there are things in there I don't agree with. There's some madness that's going on in there that I will never be caught with again. But again, we all don't start with wisdom, we start with foolishness first. Okay? Alafu, the more you love God, the more you live life, you start pointing, hapo kuna ufala, that's not real. So I had gone through a lot growing up in church. And I was a worship leader by the age of 13. Of course, you are standing out like a sore thumb. Everyone likes you. You know, ule jamaa mi siwezi worship bila yeye kuimba. That kind of thing.
Yes.
And then
Leo hajakuja church. Ulibo.
Mi hata hiyo worship leo walikuwa naimba wimbo gani? You know, and then there is the dynamics of being standing out that high, as small a community as it was, or big, and your naivety, your faith, your self-esteem, adolescence, understanding who is who, why even we are here, whomst, dividing pastor from God, God from pastor. Maybe pastor is speaking for God, but pastor is also human. And so thereof, if pastor does something that you don't agree with, maybe that was not God, so let's divide that one. So I came out of, by the time I was going to Tusker Project Fame, I was a confused guy, because I had gone through everything there was.
Hold it there.
Yes.
Ulikuwa after, wacha turudi kidogo hapa ndio nielewe vizuri. So you were born in Nakuru.
Yes.
You schooled where?
Nakuru, still.
Nakuru.
Yes.
And you went to high school in Nakuru.
Yes.
Which high school?
Menengai High School.
Menengai.
Yes.
After that, you just came to Nairobi, and because of your experience as a worship leader,
Yes.
you became a pastor.
No, I first came to Nairobi and I went to Daystar. Okay? And I was doing music and communication. One of my lecturers, she's wonderful. You know her, Helen Mutawali.
Yes.
Yes. So I did music and communication in Daystar. Then after that, because of the wind that had come from Nakuru,
Yes.
of this guy who could really sing a storm, I got a position to be a worship pastor first in that first church. Ilikuwa ya hapa kwa Kadhikuna,
Yes.
JCC. Then I left that place because of various factors. And I went to another one. Ilikuwa into harvest.
Were you a
something.
pastor at JCC?
No, I
Just
wasn't. I was a worship leader.
Okay.
Nikatoka hapo nikarudi nikaingia Wild Harvest. Ilikuwa hapo. I also Memerekiad, I did everything. I did it with all of my heart. I'll promise
about the
you.
worship leader.
Yes, I did it with all of my heart. Alafu pia because of various factors, which were none of mine, my making, I left that place and I ended up in an NGO that was based in the Netherlands as naitwaje? Rehab counselor. So red light district in Holland, helping the commercial sex workers get off the streets. Unaingia huko kwa red light, unakutana na watu ni ndedhi. So huyu ndio utazungumzia, umuonyeshe msalaba aifuate.
So sahiyo ina happen Nairobi ama huko?
Huko. It started here, then I went there.
You went to Netherlands?
Yes. Our first day to go for ministry.
Yes.
Into the red light district. So boss doesn't tell us where we are going. He tells us we are going for a walk. Then we park the car somewhere huko. And you know Netherlands, you can only drive so much. The rest of it ni miguu ama baiskeli. Then we walk into this street, and I remember seeing this very distinctly. I looked on the side, and there was like a kibao kameandikwa. There was an old building that looked like a church. The kibao imeandikwa pale in very definite terms, Church of Satan.
Huh?
Yes.
Netherlands kwa barabara.
Absolutely. And I'm like, eh? Nini nimeona. So because we had some Kenyans with us, I was like, what is that? And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. So first of all, you start feeling insecure. You're like, nitakufia hapa. I am miles away from home, mom. Like,
Church of Satan.
Yes, imeandikwa hapo, and it's bold in whatever. There were no people walking in and out. Just reading that.
Umeketi hapo.
Siketi ninatembea.
Unatembea?
Yes.
Na pastor
XYZ, pastor what, and then Kenyans. Tulikuwa na Pam Waithaka from Sema. Okay, remember Sema?
Yes, ule Pam
moja.
Wa Coca-Cola Popstar.
Yes, na Kevin.
Na Kevin wa Coca-Cola
yes.
Popstar pia.
Tuko nao pia.
We
are walking.
Then kwa street Netherlands, what do you see?
Hide. So I'm
Church of Satan. Ngoja, before you tell us that. We'll be back with more na Alvan atuambie about your street na Church of Satan in Netherlands. Don't go away. Jesse Junction will be right back after this. Welcome back to Jesse Junction. I'm still here with Alvan Love. Alvan Gatitu ukitaka. Ati mkaenda Netherlands.
Ndio hawa sisi.
Mkaona kibao imeandikwa Church of Satan.
This is my second international trip.
Kama you hata sijaisoma ati nikutane na kitu ati live.
No, Google it. Google.
No,
Google is your friend.
iko nasema ati niende tu nikutane na kitu live.
Yeah, so of course I was shook. I was traumatized. And I'm like, nimekuja kufia huku because me, I'm green, naive from church.
Yes.
I'm just living my life, living my dream, trying to achieve something somewhere. And part of my JD in the organization was that I was also a worship leader and a songwriter.
Now, for them. Mko hapo, mko na kina Kevin na
yes.
Pam. Wale wa Coca-Cola Popstar.
Yes.
Wao pia was it their first time to see that kibao?
Yes, we were all mesmerized. We all stood there with our jaws agape. Yeah.
And the guy mwenye alikuwa anatembeza huko ni mzungu.
Yeah, ni mzungu. He's a Dutch.
Aliwaelezea ni nini na.
No, alisema, yeah, that's what it is.
It's the Church of Satan.
Yeah, and he was very flippant about it. Tuendelee.
Niliingia ndani.
No. Hata kama nilikuwa ninalipwa singeingia.
Ushaisikia nini inafanyika huko?
No, and I am not curious.
Na hukutaka kujua?
No.
Na hukuwa na watu wakiingia?
No, hakukuwa na watu. I think ilikuwa siku yenye sio service. So I have this shock factor here, and then we're doing the red light district, which is yes. Like, that's the beginning of the street, and then there is this where we're going. So worked in that organization for about 6 months. Alafu maybe Shetani pia alishika director. I'm a president of organization, so the next thing you know, we are hearing they are being sued for some embezzlement of funds somewhere. Yeah.
So you came back after now.
Yes.
The organization was
yeah.
Elisha. You came back to Kenya.
Mekufa. I came, went to Mombasa in inaitwaje Mutwapa. Was there for about 2 weeks. Then I got this call to be a worship pastor for this particular church in Nairobi. Yes.
And that's how you became a pastor.
That's how I became a pastor.
And from being a pastor, how then did you go to Tasker Project Fame? Kumbuka ni Tasker.
Yes.
Kanisa, worship leader, pastor, Tasker. How did it happen?
I got to a point where there was one voice in my mind that said, I don't care. Yes. Thanks, Kanisa. Because, I mean, I had gone through enough in the Pentecostal movement. I mean, you know, you probably know a story or two about mehe za huko ndani. So I got tired. I got tired of being used as a carrot to bring in the masses, being used as, you know, kale kamuimbaji na bandi yake na choir. So I could sing a storm. By the grace of God, I still can. Mugabo eho, the voice is there. So sometimes you're like, they don't really care about your spiritual growth. You're here to be that thing on stage, and you must be that thing for the rest of your life as long as you're on that stage. If you have issues about yourself, I mean, these are the formative years of my adult. Pale mwanzo, the formative ones. So there's so many questions I have about myself, about where I want to go, about God, about everything. And you know, sometimes you get lost to katikati. I mean, I had already picked up drinking as a form of self-medication.
While still doing...
In church, yes. There was a time I led worship drunk, yes. And just lost. And
like
you try and reach out for help.
No one cares about you.
Yep. And you're trying to reach out for help, and this is the answer you're told, just serve God, God will serve you. And I'm like, but I have very particular problems that are special to me as a young man. And I need someone, I need
pastors that were doing counseling to young people.
It was neither here nor there, really, because I tried, and I don't know, maybe it was just special to that church, because I know it's not the same anymore. It was about us just producing the service. Okay? Let's produce the service. Make the service move. Make it awesome. So you deal with your demons, I deal with my demons. We come and we bring the Jesus we have there. So if any one of us is failing in the process of dealing with ourselves, maybe Jesus will find us while we are serving, perhaps, maybe. So ikafika pahali nikachoka. I got tired. Nikakata kamba. Literally just resigned from that job.
I don't want to be a worship leader
Yeah,
anymore.
because I was also afraid of falling dead on stage. So unaimbia watu this one thing, and your life is also another one.
What was the challenging bit sana yenye ilikufanya ukafeel I'm empty here? I'm leading worship, but I'm empty. What is that one thing yenye ulikuwa na feel?
I felt used. Used. No one really cared about what was going on with my life, or the small challenges I had with family, myself, my mind. I mean, we are young. This is when your body is also manifesting. So you need more prayers to hold some things down. And no one really cares. So enough times coming to the office on Tuesday morning and I'm hangovered. But nobody cares. They really don't care about what you feel or what took you there. I'm done with the service. Napitia ilikuwa nini? Uchumi Hyper. Then remember Uchumi Hyper on Ngong Road?
On Ngong Road.
Take a whole bottle of whatever, go home. I had one member of the choir, some guy we are still friends today with. He gave me some moral support. Naenda yeye anakunywa glass moja. I finished the whole other thing.
Now Wednesday service unarudi unaimba vizuri.
Yeah, and so I got tired of just being torn between performing and the lifestyle that I'm supposed to live as a Christian. And that's how I retired. Resigned out of that job. And I packed everything in my house and I went and dumped it in my mother's store. Some of them I told her, which one unataka hapa tumia? Me, I'm done with church. Nimenoga. I'm knocked. You will not see me anymore. Let me just go think about whomst am I or why even.
Yes.
So I remember there's a tree on one of the Hills in Nakuru. Our home was very close to that one. I remember going up there, and there's one tree, it's never been cut. And I sat under that tree and I told God, okay, me, I'm done with church. I'm out. If you are God, show me your God and come for me. Otherwise, me trying to convince myself or convince people that I have it together, I'm done with that. Where Gira? If you're God, come for me. And sure enough, I was out. 2 months later, I meet Amani Maranga. You know him?
Yes.
So he gave me the golden tickets. I looked at them. Tasker Project Fame. Can you sing?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, be a star. Be a superstar. For some reason that really, it sunk deeper than most things. It looked like the thing I needed to do because it answered one question. I have sung all my life. These people have hurt me. I don't feel like I fit in there. I don't feel like I have the God factor in me. I'm struggling and I'm unworthy. So, what do? This is a singing opportunity that's going to make people know that I can actually sing. See, you star your gift. It will make room for you. That's what the Bible told me. Took the 2 golden tickets. And I went home. I did not talk. 6 o'clock, I was out of the house the next day. Went to Pivot Point Hotel.
Yes.
The auditioners came late because I was there by 6. Hao walikuja 10. The likes of Ted Josiah.
Yes.
Alikuwa hapo. So they came, they set up, nini. I went stood in front of Ted Josiah. I sang. Ted Josiah, I remember his words. He asked me a question, how bad do you want this? I told him I want it with all of my heart. I said, you're on. I went home. I didn't tell my parents what happened. But they asked me where I went 6 o'clock in the morning. I told them, no, I just felt like I needed to take a walk. So I nimetoka Pivot na nimerudi. So it's now like a period of 3 months waiting for the whole, because they had to even take us to a shrink to find out if you are thin. Just figure out if you can handle what you call reality TV. Because again,
like TPF.
Yes, TPF.
After you
they had to verify
the
you.
auditions,
Yes.
They took you somewhere else.
Yes, to verify your juice, your
Kama
brain
uko
juice.
sawa.
Kama uko fiti. And as story goes, I was okay. That's how I earned a place. I earned a place to fight for the 18 that would go into the academy. So we did our first show, which was the pre-house show.
Yes.
And I was the 9th to be picked. Okay, the first 9. The other ones, there was another show, and then they were brought on.
Now, when you were at TPF,
Yes.
performing, you had not told your parents that mali umeenda, si ndio?
No, eventually I did. The first day when I'm coming to see the shrink in Nairobi, that's when I told them, I have been auditioning, and there's this thing that's happening, and my mother's eyes are getting wider and wider, wondering what just happened to my son. He ni nini, oh my gosh. And then they saw a commercial.
Yes.
And then they saw my face pass there
Yes.
as one of the contestants.
Sema, where?
Eh? At a Tasker Project. Tasker.
Yeah.
Project Fame.
Johi.
Ureda kuibia Tasker. You're going, Kamau, you're going to sing for Tasker. Yeah? We raised you better than. I'm like, no, mom, like, let's not have this argument because you've seen what church has done to me. Let me just go. I think the God that is inside me will help me there. Tansaidia hata uko. And sure enough, he did. So TPF came and went. So after hiyo sasa, si umepatiwa kijiko kubwa ya famous.
Now you're
famousness.
famous.
Oh my gosh.
Was there, now that you come from church, did you have your friends who are like, huyu alichizi?
No, there was a backlash.
Ametoka kanisa, alikuwa pastor wetu ndiye huyu.
Yes. There was definitely a major backlash. I think the one who took the biggest weight of that backlash was mom. Because I was like, sasa mtoto wako alienda kuibia pombe. You can see it. You can see that Kenyuroli. Before you have an opinion about what you see someone do, please inquire. Please inquire. Get to know what is that person going through. Why did they get there? So I had to calm my mom down enough times. Like, mom, I'm okay.
She's the one who was going through
The backlash.
more than you.
Kule nyumbani.
Now, when
During Tasker Project Fame, we were not allowed to have calls from the outside. So I didn't know what was going on. So you're busy getting famous, and the only person they can grab, kuchapa, ni nani? Mama yako. But mom kept quiet. It got to a point where God just told her to Nyamaza. Don't talk. Just watch your son. Mwangalie tu. Support him. Next thing I know, I'm seeing my mom and my cousins. They're wearing my t-shirt branded with my face on it. Alvan the superstar. Nini frontline hapo ameketi. I'm looking at my dad and I'm trying to sing a song and I want to cry also. And it's just whatever of emotions. And it felt nice to see that. It felt nice to see that. Of course, there will be questions. There will be all this, but I'm ready. You guys come. Okay, just come as you are. I will give you rest for your mouths. So it, you know, it was done. Then I come out here. It's fame branded on your face. You're the face of Tusker even. And I was the best male singer. Valerie took away that cup. I didn't mind it. I minded it, but then I stopped minding. And then
so
don't.
she is that girl that won the TPF that time.
You were waiting for me to say the name.
No, because I remember Valerie Kimani.
Yes.
She won.
Yes.
And you said you like someone, then somebody won. So I'm just confirming. So Valerie won TPF that time.
Okay, chimba zaidi endelea. We are with you. Tuko hapa. Anyway, so
do you still like Valerie?
no. That was a good crash that ended nicely. Badly.
We all had a crush on her.
Yeah. You all had.
Yeah.
I had the majorest of them.
I did.
So that
My
was the
brothers
first
did,
time.
my
Let me tell you what
cousins.
happened there.
Yes.
That was the first time I got proper rejection from a woman.
So did you know that she doesn't want you? Ama ulingoja
She
akakwambia?
told me to my face.
Akwambia nigga.
Alitambia, no, we are not going anywhere.
Sa hiyo wewe roho yako yote iko ndani yake.
In fact, hilo
Hujabakisha
niko nayo ni
kitu.
mpya. This is a new one. Hiyo ingine
Alichukua.
utaikuta biguni. So we parted ways. And so I just took to drinking now.
Hiyo ikakudepress.
Yes, it depressed me worse. So one, you have not won Tusker Project fame.
She did.
You wanted her, she didn't have you. There is stigma from the church. There is backlash from your friends or the church people. So you're basically what you would call a general loser. You didn't get none. Ulipoteza zote.
Toa kanisa ukaimbe. Ukapata
Yes.
kamtu
But at least ikuja lanyo, I was second place.
yes.
So kuwa naka. Like, but see, the one person who won was not a man. I can sing.
So you are the first man.
I was the first man. So, yeah, I like your cat.
She's called Lola.
Lola. So, shortly, she's about to sit on your lap.
Yeah, she knows the
Aww,
man.
abuju buju.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Down
took to
there.
drinking. I got really wasted. I used to wake up in the morning drunk, go to bed drunk. Started doing hard drugs. I've even done cocaine. Back then, the heat got too much. Like, you know how media can really get crazy. And I decided to just run away to South Africa. I ran away and stayed there for 2 years.
Ulikuwa na pesa.
Kulikuwa na ka account.
Nikiwa Meru, nilikuwa na hepa naenda kwa anko zangu. Huko Meru bado.
Kulikuwa na ka account.
Ehe.
Kalikuwa kamevimba hivi kidogo. I mean, the first initial 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 gigs were hot bake.
Or after TPF.
Yes.
Zilikuwa poa.
Yes. We're
So
talking
you
about
made some money.
randomly on a weekend, 200,000 shillings.
Yes.
300,000, 50,000. It was hot. Okay? So kalikuwa kamevimba hivi kama bobwe. You get it? So I guys got a random thought. I'm leaving this town.
It was too much.
It was too much. Plus, no counseling. No one is trying to help you. Unfortunately for the project fame also, they didn't try to follow up and find out how we are doing psychologically or anything. Ukishatoka, you're on your own. I got a fridge, I got a TV, I got a microwave, and that was it. Because our season didn't even have cash money. Winner. Cash prize rather. So, ndio mimi kwa barabara. I took a road trip, literally, alone, from Kenya to Cape Town.
You drove.
No?
You na mabus.
Taxi, basi, lift, lorry, train, basi ingine, lift, basi haribika, toka nje usiku, wave down, kiwete beba wewe, controls ziko hapa, unajikuta Livingstone, endelea tu na jane mpaka ufike.
Barabara.
Bala. The day we arrived like this, that night it snowed. So and it snowed after 22 years. That's what I heard. So I felt like it was a gift from God saying Karibu.
And this time,
I'd never seen snow.
Were you communicating with your family back in Kenya?
Yes, I had started talking to my mom when I was in Zambia, in Lusaka.
And now, did you know what you were going to do
No.
in South Africa?
No,
You just took...
no. Let me go pick up my life from whatever. Because I'm exhausted. I've been hurt by the world, so I'm going to the end of the world.
How long did you stay in South Africa?
I ended up staying in South Africa for 2
doing
years.
gigs?
2 years.
Did you make money
Yes, I did.
that helped you to come back?
Yes. Sure enough,
Came back.
I did.
And was life easy when you came back?
No. I
You
came
still
back to the
found
tabloids.
The
I came back to the bazus of the media, of them.
yes.
The writers of whoever and extra.
And they wrote about you.
They wrote and they were like, this nigga disappeared, but now he's back and they're looking for now more little things to write. So at some point I went back to my bishop and I told him, me, if someone doesn't help me, mtanikuta kwa mtaro, dead. Na sitakuwa nimeuliwa, nitakuwa nimejiua. I'm not suicidal, but it gets to a point where you're like, I don't need this anymore. But I remember the voice I heard on that balcony in Florida, Johannesburg. I'll help you put your life together. I was like, okay. Just felt I needed to go retire to a prayer center. I went and stayed there for 4 months, praying and fasting, asking God, fix me, help me. So if you, among the ones you died for on the cross, nikamie. Huko nilikutana na Mungu. And I started my journey back.
So you came back.
Once, yes, peace just came back. And I knew I was going to be okay. Now let's fight with stuff. Get up, Alvan. Start moving. I started a business. Film. And in 2 weeks, I got a contract. 2 weeks, Jesse, to do a documentary for an NGO in the UK that had some Bible schools happen. Featured on BBC at some point. It was nice. And I was like, well, God can really answer prayers. Kept just working one day at a time. I got offers now again to go back to church. But this time round, you're not getting me at all.
You decided you know.
I know better. I know better. I'm not going back to the same system that hurt me.
And you became a businessman.
I became a businessman.
So last year,
Yes.
and then I saw it was written that
Oh, wait. Wait.
ulilala inje,
Yes.
and then Kenyans actually came through for you.
Yes.
And raised for you over 1.4 million.
It was
Kenyan
2.5 million.
shillings. 2.5 million
Yes.
Kenyan shillings.
Yes.
So how was that? At what point did you again become homeless, sleeping
Yep.
in the streets?
So what happens is, hapo katikati, I got an opportunity to go to New York. And I was a Broadway actor. I've acted on Broadway. On Tinga Tinga. You know Tinga Tinga?
Yes.
And produced by this lady who was part of Mr. Bean's productions for all the years. COVID hits. Broadway, the theaters, the opportunity I was going for literally shut before my eyes. So I'm not going back. And it's who knows when you're going to go back. So savings unaziangalia hivi, you're like, Father God, how long am I going to live with this? You're trying to do business, there is no money. People are not spending. I'd even started making, from scratch, saunas and steam baths, because I'm a handyman. And I had just finished doing one spa. Made a sauna from scratch and it was functional. That paid me, helped me move a little. Pesa hakuna, people are not spending. So nikakaa, kashindwa kulipa rent. So yeah, push came to shove and the landlord did not want to hear a thing anymore. I remember these words and ziliniuma, Jesse. You're here just begging and literally scratching for bread. And it's a pandemic, things have gone down. Like, you are not lazy. You have worked hard. Sleepless nights, you have phone calls and you're spending money trying to move to make something happen. You're not lazy. But there's another bigger force against you. And it's that people are not spending anymore. And yeah, so I became absolutely broke. People, you look like you're doing fine, Because even the angles that you choose to shoot your TikToks with,
Ni zile poa.
right? Yeah. Plus their filters, right? So now umepakwa mafuta, you've been anointed.
So
Can they
that day
tell?
ukarecord a real
Yes,
situation.
I was like, guys, yeah. And maybe
I'm
I'm
broke.
tired. I'm tired. This is what happened. I've done everything I can. But this is where I got. Nimelala hapa leo, hapa kwa Usuja. And nitaamka asubuhi. Mimi ni mwanaume. I'll figure out what to do. But be encouraged wherever you are, because COVID has touched us in various ways. Be encouraged. You're going to be just fine.
And then Ken
And I
started sending money.
I sent it on Facebook. This is at like 5:30. 8 o'clock, I'm getting a call. So we leave with Wafula. Shift yake tukatoka na yeye, tukaenda na yeye. Na huko juu, what do you call this place? Kawangware ingine ya mwisho na huko pale juu kabisa. Huko. Started dozing off. My phone is charged. I see a +1 call. I'm like, okay. So I pick up. It's one of my friends. His name is Tom from the States. Alvan, what's going on with you? Nini nimeona. I'm like, nini nimeona. You recorded something and you put it. You said umelala inje, umelala kwa booth ya nini. I'm sending you something right now. I go, okay. Tulia kidogo. Another call. So literally from that story, right? People were watching it. A couple of people placed it on Twitter and it started trending. I think it trended for about 4 hours that day. Then guys who had my number started sharing it. So soon enough, from 8 o'clock, between 8 o'clock and 3 o'clock, I had been sent 1.4 million into my account by Kenyans. And they're like, huwezi kuwa unachekeshanga hivyo yote na unalala nje. They just sent 50 bob, 50,000, 10,000, 20, 100,000. Mpaka unaanza kupigiwa kelele. Toa hizo pesa M-Pesa, load them into your account. We are sending you more. When God makes it rain, it pours, it floods.
Yes. So what did you do with the money?
Of course, because you never want to see this situation ever again.
Yes.
I went and sunk 3/4 of that money into a long-term investment. I'll tell you what lesson I got out of there. Be real. Be yourself.
Be real, be yourself.
Chamaringo.
Yeah.
Shukisha, just you get diabetes. And it's bad.
Ulikumbuka Wafula umpeka kitu?
Yes. So now what I did.
Ngoja.
Yeah, I did.
Ulimpea?
Oh my gosh. I
Bado
did a
kwa hiyo nyumba ya
whole
mabati?
thing. No. I
Ulifanya
did a
kitu?
whole thing for him. I made sure it rained on him the same way it rained on me.
Come on.
Yes.
Aje.
Kwani
Ulimtoa bado
hujaiona?
ni soja.
No, never. No, he's
What
a
happened?
businessman now.
What happened?
I called one of the guys who was part of the team that was taking me around. Kambia, let's go and see this guard. I had not gotten him, tukaenda Jobo, hatukumpata, shift yake. We tried to look for where he stayed. Remember tulitembea na yeye. Alafu unajua vile huko Kawangware, huko kwa nini? Gero sasa, it's everything looks the same. So you're like, no, it's this street. No, it was not this street. Plus here I've not slept nicely. Tukatafuta tukakosa. But eventually I managed to go to where he worked. Nikapata soja wa mchana akanipea namba yake. Nikamcall. Nikamwambia kesho to meet. To meet wapi? Ngong Road. Sure enough, my guy comes and picks me up tukaenda Ngong Road. So he came into the car. Akaketi. Kamuuliza, Wafula, niko na swali. Unakumbuka juzi? What I know ya. Si akasema mimi nilikuwa nadhani ulinisahau, but nikusaidia tu na roho yangu. So nikasema Mungu akubariki tu vile uko. So Wafula, do you know what happened to me after that? Akasema hapana. I was like, okay, sasa nataka ufanye hivi. I want you to tell me your biggest and most immediate need and dream. Ile kitu unaotanga unaweza taka kufanyiwa ni mtu. Usikie sasa mimi nimeanza kujitawala. Wafula sat there, he thought. Naweza taka kuwa na pikipiki yangu. Niingize Uber Eats, ama nini, alafu naweza taka kufungua inaitwa aje hii blacksmith, ita what ya what do you call that in Swahili, workshop.
Yes.
Ya chuma, because he's also very gifted in chuma work. Alafu mke wangu nini, so I let him imagine. Kazisikiliza. Si mimi napiga hesabu kwa kichwa. Kaambia okay. Sawa. Sasa Wafula, leo ndio ile siku. Leo ndio ile day. Hizo vitu zote umetaja hapa. Kuna ingine umeacha? Hapana. Kinifanyie hiyo naweza furahi sana. That's him. Hiyo ndio hiyo siku. Twende. We went into car in general. Bought him a brand new bike. Made sure it was licensed and covered for a year. Insurance. Then on top of that, hakuwa an account. I went to open a cooperative account for him. Transferred money enough in there for him to go and open a workshop. Anunue machine za kuchoma nini na nini, all the little things he needed. To also open up, the wife wanted a shoe shop and an M-Pesa in Kakamega. But while we were talking hapa, we asked him a question. You're not very new. You're not very old in Nairobi. You're young. Because you've only been here for 6 months. Utaweza hii Uber Eats hapa. Alafu kwenye unaishi, pikipiki mpya. Okay? Inaweza potea. Bado hujaelewa Nairobi vizuri. So we talked and we found some counsel and some people to talk around with him. And he decided he'd rather take this business to Kakamega.
Na pikipiki yake.
Yes.
M-Pesa yake.
So what I did, I made
zake.
sure hii nini, pikipiki, loaded it on a truck. Anaenda kutoa karatasi in Kakamega. Na kutoka hapo, aende ingia hapa, aende atafute mashini zenye anataka za chuma na nini, aende anunue. Mke wako fungulia hapo. And I've been back there again, second time to see him after 6 months. This time round tulienda na Professor Hamo. And Kenyans also still did something then. That's what happened to Wafula.
He's a businessman.
Yes. Anajitawala.
Bravo, my guy. Endelea hivyo.
There are people who touch you some type of way. And when you're touched, remember those who... Moral of the story, shuka.
The blessing ilikuwa ya Wafula.
Yes, ilikuwa ya Wafula.
Ile mchango ni Mungu alikuwa anatembelea nani?
Wafula. Usifanye nilie, staki, nataka
no, it's okay. Yes. Alvan Love, watu watulie.
Yes,
wache
shukeni.
Pressure.
Yep.
Wache maringo. Alvan Love on Jesse Junction. Don't go away, we'll be back. Because the story ni moto, but we'll be back to close Jesse Junction. A story and a journey of inspiration, a journey of never giving up, a journey of let's keep going, don't stop. Alvan Love, as he's known on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, very famous. Now, he has made me remember one great quote that says, in your pursuit of destiny, remember happiness is not a destination. It's a way of life. Thank you for watching Jesse Junction. See you next week. So far, so good.